Hello. I've had a really long, intenseful and stressful day today, and the exam results came back, and parents' evening, and tests, and it was just a very long day. Although I did do well on the test, but not quite so well on the exams. But let's get my mind off that. I'm going to talk about things that I like. One thing I like is that yesterday I was at a gig, and it was my friend's gig, Words We Live By. You should totally check them out. But more importantly, they're lovely and great. But after them, a band called In the Pacific were playing, and they were really quite something. I've never heard anything like that before. Well, no, I don't think I have heard anything like that before, especially not live, and that was just sort of amazing. And they didn't have any supporters, I think. I think they may have had one or two people, but yeah, I was there, and they were really quite good. So I'm going to put a link to their, I think they've got a video, I'll put a link to that in the downstairs compartment, and you can check it out. Another thing I really quite like is Greek mythology. Once upon a time, in a Greek kingdom, a king and queen had 3 children, all daughters. They were known for their beautifulness. Beauty. They were known for their beauty. But the youngest of all of them, Psyche, was known for her amazing beauty. She was the most beautiful human that ever lived. But this really got on the nerves, pissed off Aphrodite, who was the goddess of beauty, and she was like, "Bitch, please, I'm meant to be the most beautiful one." And so she sent her son, Eros, to kill her, as you do. So Eros went down to the human kingdom, put a sleeping powder potion on her, went down and put another potion that meant that, no man would ever be attracted to her. In doing so, he accidentally pricked her with one of his arrows, and then she woke, and then he pricked himself with an arrow, and he was like, "Oh wow." But he realised how beautiful that Psyche is, and then he felt really bad, and he was like, "Oh dear." So he put another potion on Psyche that meant that she would have joy in life, she would have a happy life and live a good life. After a while, Psyche had no husband, and then her mum and dad were like, "Oh no, we need to get you a husband." So they went to the oracle, as you do, just go to the oracle, and said, "Will my daughter ever have a husband?" They said, "Only one person will ever love your daughter, and he lives up the mountain, but be warned, he is a monster, a beast." So, obviously they said, "Go up there anyway." So she did. She started walking. Psyche went to the mountain, then a wind lifted her up the mountain, and she fell unconscious. They fall unconscious a lot in this story. Basically, Psyche woke up in this beautiful kingdom, a rich palace, but she never got to meet her husband. She knew he was there, but she never got to meet him. He never wanted to meet her in person. This husband, of course, was Eros, but Psyche didn't know. She got really lonely, as you would if you're in a house on your own, but I'm not sure she wasn't on her own. But she asked for her two sisters to come visit her, and they were like, "Oh my god, she has a really nice house." But they were really jealous, and they told Psyche, "If you ever get a chance, remember that your husband is a beast. You must kill your husband, he's a beast." So Psyche was like, "Okay, I'll kill him," because she's gullible and young, and obviously women are gullible apparently according to the Greeks. So Psyche was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill my husband if I get a chance." And then one day the husband came. She had a lamp, I suppose it wasn't a lamp, they didn't have them then. Basically it was a candle on a stick, on a thing, and a dagger, and she was ready to kill him. And then she saw the husband, and it was Eros, and she was like, "Yay!" And accidentally scolded Eros, and she was like, "Oh no!" But then she leapt out in excitement, and then fell down the mountain, and was knocked unconscious. And she woke up in her own kingdom, and was like, oh no, but that was Eros. I love Eros. He's lovely. Good one he is. And then like, so she went to the kingdom, the temple of Aphrodite, and Aphrodite was like, fuck yeah, and she took full advantage of Psyche. She basically, her first task for Psyche as a punishment, she basically, before she did this, she like whipped her and shit. Her first task for Psyche was she got like loads of oats and wheat and stuff and put it all in one huge pile about the size of this room. And she said, right, I want you to sort these all in different piles. And Psyche was like, oh no! But she did it anyway, but she didn't actually. There was this little ant that took pity on her and did it for her, but whatever. But then Aphrodite came back drunk from a party. It was actually a banquet, like, you know, a Greek banquet as they have them. But she was like, oh no, this ain't good enough. And she said, you should see Persephone, I think that's her name, the wife of Hades in the underworld, and you should steal her beauty. Then you may be free. And take it to Aphrodite, of course. Oh yeah, by the way, Aphrodite at this time was healing Eros, because like he was all damaged with the candle, and it was taking away her beauty, according to her. So Psyche went down to Persephone and said, hey, it might not be Persephone, I don't know if it's the right name, but it sounds like Persephone. Hey, can I steal, like, can I have some of your stuff? And she was like, hey, sure, here's something, as you do. But then Psyche like went to give it to Aphrodite, but on the way she was like, wait a minute, I can be even more beautiful, because she was also a bit egotistical. But we're all a bit egotistical. I'm a bit egotistical. You gotta love a bit of egotism. Basically, yeah, Psyche went and opened the box in which the stuff was, but a bit like Pandora's box, it was actually a trap. Persephone didn't really like Aphrodite that much, and then Psyche fell asleep. Oh, at this point, Eros decided to fly. He didn't really like his mum that much, he just did her orders. He escaped to the palace, and he flew and found Psyche, and then he like rejuvenated her. He got rid of the sleeping potion. And they were like, oh, we could be together forever, lols. So what Eros did is he went to Psyche and said, hey, you know that box of stuff in? Basically, take that to Aphrodite and I'll sort out the rest. So she did that. And then Eros went to Zeus, who was like, well, you know Zeus, you all know Zeus. And he basically like pleaded, he explained how much he loved this girl. And what he did is he got married to her, and not in a like they would have demigods way. He gave her a potion that would make her immortal, that would make her a god, and that's kind of nice. Zeus joined Psyche and Eros and they were like married, and they got married, and they had a beautiful banquet, and even Aphrodite enjoyed it, and yeah, they had a nice frolic and stuff. Oh, they had a child called Pleasure, yes, and they had an eternally wonderful marriage. And they married for love and stuff, and that wasn't really done much in Greek mythology, so I thought that was a lovely thing. Things you might want to know. Psyche. The word Psyche is used a lot for beautiful and stuff, but more importantly the word Eros, erotica, yeah, is used for a lot of sex stuff, so that's a nice thing. Pleasure. Well, where do you think we get the word for pleasure? That was really creepy. And also Aphrodite. Aphrodisiac, that sort of thing. There you go. Bit of etymology, bit of Greek mythology, bit of time wasted. And I'm a bit happier. Bye.